You leverage on compound interest. And what do I mean by that? You use the rule of 72. I'm sure that probably some people are hearing for the first time what is the rule of 72. The rule of 72 means that you divide 72 by the expected rate of return for any of your investment, and that is how you will know how long it's going to take your investment to actually double. So welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about how you can retire in 10 years. 10 years with these steps that I'm going to give you. They are like 10 steps, of which I'm going to give you one bonus one. I really want to enjoy you to listen to the end of the video because the 10th step is very, very important. So my name is Temi, and on this channel we talk about self-development, we talk about personal finance, we talk about retirement planning, we talk about wealth creation and management, and we also talk about investing. If this resonates with you, please kindly click that subscribe button, and I will also put on the notification bell, and also like our videos so that YouTube can recommend it to so many other people as long as you have enjoyed it. We want to thank all our subscribers, and we want to thank people that keep on coming back to watch our videos. God bless you. So today we're going to go into some steps in which you can actually take, you can follow it, like it's like a map, it's like a road map towards retirement, and it's just going to take you 10 years. If you want to retire in 10 years or less, so this is a video for you to watch. The number one step is for you to choose a target date and choose a target amount. What do I mean by a target amount? The amount that will cover your essentials. What are the essentials? Your food, your taxes, your rent or your mortgages, things that put lights in your houses, your energy bills, things that are very essential, like very essential. Now, when I talk about essential, I'm not talking about vacation, I'm not talking about a luxury and all that. Essentials. So the amount that actually constitute that essential, every year, every month, write the amount and put a target date that, okay, this is so for now, for this video we're talking about 10 years. So you can say, okay, in 10 years time I want to be able to cover this particular amount without me working. So that's what we are working towards right now. So this is a very practical class. So write the target date, write the target amount, because clarity is very, very important. You can't just be ambiguous, like saying, okay, I want like maybe $10 million or something. Write the target date, write the target amount. It makes your mind to be able to cooperate with you. It makes your mind, your mind, your senses to be able to cooperate with you to say, okay, this is achievable. So write the target date, write the target amount, and put it somewhere that you can see it. It's very important, because these are things that attract when you are able to see it every morning, you wake up every morning, you're able to see it, the target date, it gives you a sense of direction, it gives you a sense of focus, it gives you a sense of, oh, this is my goalpost and all that. So write the target date, write the target amount, put it somewhere. Secondly, you leverage on compound interest. And what do I mean by that? You use the rule of 72. I'm sure that probably some people are hearing for the first time what is the rule of 72. The rule of 72 means that you divide 72 by the expected rate of return for any of your investment, and that is how you will know how long it's going to take your investment to actually double. So if the expected rate of return is 10%, so if you divide 72 by 10, so that is going to give you like 7 years 2 months. So that means it's going to take 7 years for your investment to actually double. So if you are investing 10 million naira, or you're investing 20 million naira at the rate of 10%, it's going to take you 7 years for that 20 million naira to actually double to 40 billion. This is just the way it is. It's not anything. It's not, this is what we call the rule of 72. So if you are going to invest 20 million, or maybe you're going to invest 50 million at the rate of 10%, so that means it's going to take 7 years. As long as it's 10%, it's going to take you 7 years for the money to actually double. So you can actually work toward that. Okay, if I say, okay, my retirement fund or my retirement amount, and for me to know the retirement amount, know the amount that we have written in our first, in the stage 1, that you write your target amount. You see that target amount, whatever is that target amount, for you to be able to know your retirement amount. If the amount is spent every month is $1,000, example, let's just say $1,000. So that means in every year you're going to be spending $12,000. So for you to know the retirement fund, you're going to multiply that $12,000 times 25. So whatever the amount it gives you, that is your retirement fund. That is the amount that you are supposed to have in your retirement account by the time you are retiring. So because 4% of that retirement fund is actually what you're supposed to, because that 4% of that retirement fund is what's going to be giving you now that 12,000 every year without you working. So you understand what we mean now. So that's your retirement fund. You write it somewhere and you write the date. And the second stage is that you now use the rule of 2072 to know, okay, if I put in this amount, how long is it going to take me to generate this my retirement fund? If it's going to be 7 years, if it's going to be 10 years, depending on the rate of return. So this rate of return that actually determine how long it's going to take me. The next stage is to bridge the gap. Now the gap of where I am to where I want to be. So that's what in the business analysis because you're as it is or and to be. So where you are right now, you want to bridge the gap. So how do you bridge that? You can bridge it by maybe defense or offense. When you mean by defense is I want to be spending lesser than I'm earning. Like I want to really cut the waste. I want to cut the unnecessary subscriptions. I want to cut the unnecessary spending. I want to really. I'm being defensive in my income. Like this is my income. I'm not having any other source of income, but this income that I'm having, I want to use it judiciously. I want to reduce my expenses to the barest minimum. And the other one is the offense. We have the defense and we have the offense. The offense is generating more income. The other one is defense. Defense is you are you want to be very lean with your income to reduce all waste. And the other one, okay, I want to increase my income to earn more. I want to upskill to earn more or to change my job to get a higher paying job or side hustles or business and all that. So that one is even harder. For the income that you're earning right now, you can actually strategize. Okay, this particular income, how is it going to get me to my end goal? Like what are the things that I wouldn't call the way that, okay, for the next 10 years that I really want to sacrifice that for the next 10 years, I want to face my investment. I want to face my future. Like I want to face my investment. I want to really target investing in my investment in such a way that the return is going to generate so much for me. So you can do that. That is easier than the offense because the offense, the side hustles, it can work, it might not work, you might get another job, you might not get another job, and all that. That one is under probability. But the one that is actually the actual, you can actually deal with that. So whatever way in which you want to go, just make sure that you're bridging the gap so that you'll be able to achieve what you want to achieve. Then the next stage, which is the fourth stage, is actually automating your bills and automating your investment. It's very, very important. You see, why PFA has worked is because a lot of people, they don't see that money before it's been deducted, and it just goes straight to your pension administrator, because assuming that money gets to your hand and you now say, okay, they mandated you that 20% of this money you should now be remitting it. So many people have so many excuses why they shouldn't remit that money. So PFA has actually worked because of the automation. So automate, you to yourself, you can automate your own life, automate your bills, automate your investment in such a way that, okay, you know that, okay, 20% of my income goes into my investment account. You just automate it. So by the time your salary is landing, even before you say coco, everything, it goes, your bills is being paid, your investment account is being credited and all that. Automate it in such a way, because sometimes when we see the money, when we see our income, when it comes in, that's when you just you have so many things you want to do, so many things are calling for your attention and all that. So automate your life, automate your expenses, automate your bills, the essential bills, and automate your investments. Now the fifth stage, now we are getting to the real deal. The fifth stage is actually you build 3-layer portfolio. What are these 3 layers? This is very crucial, and it's very important that you build this portfolio. One is that you build growth assets that will be growing. Now I'm going to give you an example, like the index funds, maybe the S&P 500 assets that are growing. The S&P 500 is the largest 500 companies in the US, and it's not static. If your company is not meeting up to the Standard and Poor, if it's not meeting up to the grade, and if it's not meeting up to whatever they have laid down, automatically the company organization is going to be replaced. So most of the time you can see that a company is there today, it's not there tomorrow. So, and that's why the index funds it has a standard. The S&P 500, the Dow Jones, the FSTE, the UK, we have a lot of it in different regions, different countries and all that. So key into all these index funds, that the growth stocks, it can be businesses that I see are thriving, that you can want to invest in, can be startups and all that. You can key into those, especially the index funds. Key into it, the growth stocks. Then the next one is the income generating asset. Your income generating asset, which brings in your cash flow. It can be your rental income, maybe from real estate. Real estate, you can do it yourself. You can have people to do it for you, and you can also invest in probably REIT, real estate investment trust, or you can even crowdfund for the real estate in such a way that like 10 people coming together, 50 people coming together to crowdfund, to buy assets, to buy real estate and all that. And you can also crowdfund, like putting your money into an organization that is into real estate and all that. So there are so many ways you can do it. And you can also go for dividend paying stocks, you know, the dividend paying stocks that been around over time. It could be the dividend kings, it could be the dividend aristocrats, it could be the REITs, you know, so many dividend paying stocks that we have all around. Just make sure that it's income generating asset. And so, the third one is actually a portfolio that is stable and is is safe. Okay, so when we're talking about this stability, we're talking about maybe treasury bills, we're talking about bonds, we're talking about money market mutual funds, the one that are low risk, some of the commercial papers also. Because this was, especially the treasury bills and the bonds, they are both government issued debt instruments. So most of the time they are low risk and they are actually safe and they are stable. They are saying that they are going to pay you every 4 months. They are going to pay you every 4 months. If it's twice a year, it's going to be twice a year. So that's why it's also stable. So it's very important that as you are planning towards your retirement, you are also building these three layers of portfolio. Not only that you are building the ones that are stable, you're also building the ones that are giving you dividend return on investment, income generating assets, and you're also building the ones that are growing. They are making use of compound interest to compound, especially the growth stocks, the index funds. They make use of the compound interest, compounding over time, and before you know it, the snowball effect of the compounding, it just snowballs into something very big and huge, and before you know it, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years is massive. The next stage is diversification. It's very important that when you are setting out to actually invest, you focus on one thing. Like focus on one thing, and when that thing is now growing, is now enlarging, you now diversify. Diversification is very important. I always say that for people that have invested maybe all their real estate in somewhere like Ukraine or all this war zone before the war started and all that, by the time they were always going to buy real estate now in probably Ukraine, the real estate market there has crashed. So many businesses there has crashed. So why diversifying? You are diversifying across region, across geography, across currencies, across industries. You are not saying, okay, it's only AI I want to invest in, or it's only consumables I want to invest in, or it's only commodity market I want to invest in. So as you are diversifying across so many things, across zones, across regions, across geography, just to make sure that your money is safe. If you invest all your money in China, if China goes down today, what's going to happen to your money? If you invest all your money in US and if US crashes tomorrow, what's going to happen to your money? So make sure that you keep your money safe by and keep the risk very low by having diversified portfolio. The next one is that you must have your 3 to 6 months, your safety net, your 3 to 6 months emergency funds. This one is very crucial. It's very, very important that you have this saved for 3 to 6 months, especially for your essentials. 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. You save it in high yield savings account. You put it there in where you can easily access it, and it's only meant for emergencies. Not that when you want to buy groceries you go there. Not that when you want to pay bills you go there. It's meant for in case anything happens, you lose your job, somebody is critically ill, your car breaks down and it's not something that you were expecting, something that is actually in that emergency basket, and you have to be very true to yourself. Put it there, 3 to 6 months, in case anything happens. It's your cushion net that if anything happens, if you fall, you are falling on something, you're not falling on the bare floor, so that your head will not crash. So it's very important to have a cushion effect of 3 to 6 months of our expenses saved somewhere, as we're also building this decade of sacrifice. The next one is that you have to track your expenses. Track your expenses, track your income. If you have multiple streams of income, track your income and track how the income are coming in and how they are going out. Track your expenses. It's very important, because what you don't track, you lose track of it. So track your expenses, because this 10 years is like a project, like you have a 10-year project that you are working towards. So it's very, very crucial. And since it's your income that you are using to invest in all these assets they are investing in, it's very important you track your expenses, all the things that you're spending your money on. Track also your income. Track your income. Track your growth, your income growth, to see, am I really growing? Is this thing I'm doing, is it working? Where was I 3 months ago? Where am I today? It's something that you have to be sincere. Most times I track everything. What are the things that have been added? How am I growing? What are my investment that are not doing well? What are the ones that are doing well? And what are the future of this investment? Track your growth, track your expenses, track these things, track your income, track everything to make sure that you are not where you used to be. You are not deceiving yourself. You are not where you used to be like maybe 2 years ago. It's not the same way you are. If you are saving 500,000 naira like 2 years ago, and it's still the same 500,000 naira that you are saving today, no, you are not, because you are not even giving room for inflation. You have to give room for inflation, because what 500,000 naira can buy 2 years ago is not the same thing that you can buy right now. So if you are saving now, it's expected that at least you would have increased it by 3%. You're increasing by 3% every year to make sure that you are giving room for inflation. As it is that you give room for investment, give room for inflation by making sure that you invest more every year. Every year increase your investment by 3%. Then the next year you also increase it by 3%. By doing that, you are being sincere with yourself, that because if you want to be saving the same 100,000 over the years, maybe you're saving 100,000 every month, year in, year out, you're not giving room for inflation. And before you know it, by the time you reach your retirement or reach your end goal, you find out that even your money cannot do so much as much as it's supposed to do. So it's very important that you give room for inflation. Then the next stage is that you invest in income producing assets. At this point, you need to know what assets are and what liabilities are. Assets are the things that bring in money into your pocket. Liabilities are the things that take away money out of your pocket. So because that's the simplest explanation I can give to asset and liability. If I say, okay, what you owe or what you own, it might be, so let's even just on the simplest term. Assets are things that bring in money into your pocket. If it doesn't bring money to your pocket, whatever the name is called, it's not an asset. If you have a mortgage, as long as it's still a mortgage that you're paying something on, it's not an asset. Maybe at the point at which you now sell the house, or you now sell the property, it now becomes an asset. But as long as you are still paying on it, you are making renovations, you are doing this, you do furniture today, you do toilet tomorrow, you do this tomorrow, it's still a liability. But when you have finished paying your mortgage on it and it now becomes your own, you're not paying anything on it, it's now an asset. But as long as your car is not an asset, it's a liability. Is it because most of the time when you buy a car, if you want to resell the car, you can't sell it at the amount or by the time you're even driving out of the showroom, they say you have lost 50% of the value. So anything that takes away money from your pocket is a liability. Anything that brings in money into your account or into your pocket so we're talking about assets, income generating assets, things that your rental income, your dividend stocks, so many of these things are bringing money into your portfolio. Those are the income generating. So you invest more in income generating assets, because our end goal is that whatever your portfolio return should be able to pay for your expenses without you working. That is the end goal for this 10 years assignment. So it's for you so whatsoever you are earning right now, you are channeling your money towards that income generating asset. As you are building your growth asset, you are building your income generating asset much more than you are building every other. They are also building your stability asset, which is going to be generating steady source of return for you. And compounding takes a long time, and there are some people at the edge of that earning so much on their investment in which they have been compounding over the years. They just get they get so impatient, and they lose all their returns and all that. Compounding takes time. It's like a snowball. When you're first of all rolling the snow, it's small, but as the snow is going, it's accumulating more. It's growth on growth. Compounding is growth on growth. So you need to be very patient. Patience makes good choices. It gives it a greater outcome. So if you are very patient with things, if you are very patient with your compound interest investment, at the end of the day, you're going to get so much for it. Because you see so many people that are even rich actually leverage on this compounding, leverage on compounding trade and all that. So just take your time. Don't say, oh, I'm too old to start compounding for 20 years or for 15 years. It's a game of patience. You have to be very patient with it. And before you know it, 10 years has gone. Look at where you were 10 years ago. Before you know it, 15 years has gone, and you now wish, oh, that thing, I really wish I had started that time. I'm already here now. Because I believe that God is going to keep us alive. So be optimistic. invest, just start, because it's very important for you to start, because time is the greatest ally that we have. Make sure that you just start. When you start, maybe you start with your low. I was saying in one video, I said if you're earning 200,000 and you cannot save 5,000, that is not a village people matter. Just start from where you are. Start, okay, let's even say you start with maybe 5,000 naira. Let's go. By the time you know it, you can actually be able to save like 50,000. Before you know it, you're able to save like 200. Because when you see the thing that your account is generating, you'll be more optimistic, you'll be more, happy to do more. So compound interest, compounding takes time. Just give it that time, be patient with it, and you have greater outcome with it. Then lastly, create a budget. Have a plan. It's very important for you to have a plan. Have a plan. Create room for you to have a disciplined life. Surround yourself with people that support your vision, that support your mission. Don't dwell within toxic people because you just want to feel among or whatever it is. This is your life you're talking about. If people don't follow you, if they don't appreciate your mission or your vision, just put them aside. They can be your acquaintances. They can greet them. It's not as if you're going to be keeping malice or anything like that. But please, as much as possible, create an environment that supports your vision and your mission. Then lastly, we're going to be creating like a project schedule. Like, okay, since it's a 10-year project, what am I supposed to do in the first year or the second year or the third year? So this is going to really help you to be able to say, okay, and it's going to help you to be able to break your project into milestones. Because you see, when you are able to achieve a small milestone, like, okay, like if you're able to achieve milestones, you are happy. You are then you are ginger to do more. You're ginger to move ahead. But if you give yourself like, okay, from 0 to $100 million, and it's a very long journey for you to get there. But as you say, okay, when I get my first $100, when I that's a milestone. Then another one, 500, that's a milestone. 1,000 milestone, 5,000 milestone. Then you can do it like that. So when you get that milestone, so you break it into into winnable bits in such a way, and that's the way project work. You don't just say, I want to build house, and that's it. I want to build a house, and you throw the blocks, no, you make room for the milestones, so that when that milestone happen, oh, I have achieved this, I can do more, I have achieved this, I can go ahead. So that's what we're going to do. So we are breaking it into like 5 milestones. So for the first 2 years, year 1 and year 2, eliminate all waste. Eliminate like kill. So eliminate all waste, increase your income, build your emergency fund, automate your investing, and increase your income. That's for the first 2 years. That's your project for the first 2 years. Like, if you have to have side hustles, if you have to have additional job to increase your income, if you need whatever you need to do, automate your invest, automate your bills, automate your life, that's your project for the first 2 years. Then for the year 3 and year 4, you contribute tremendously towards your income generating assets. You contribute towards it like nothing else matters, because that's the money tree that is going to be generating money for you. So you contribute towards your income generating assets. You are contributing also towards the 3-layer portfolio. You are contributing towards them to just make sure that this thing is generating. As you're building your income generating asset, you are building also your growth asset. You're also building your stability. But it's very important, because you see that income generating asset is like the money tree. It can generate the money for the other two, and that's what I do. My income generating asset is what I use to now fund my growth stocks, and also my stability assets and all that. So the first thing is just for you to be able to build that tree. When you plant that tree, that income generating asset, then when it's now growing and it's now yielding, you're now able to diversify and just put your money in some other places. So for the 3rd year and the 4th year, that's your mission. For the 5th and 6th year, you are rebalancing what is happening on the first 2 years and the 3rd year and the 4th year. You are making sure that these things are actually in place. Is my emergency fund is in place? Am I building so much portfolio that is actually yielding? You're going to reinvest your whatever is your dividend income, your rental income, everything that you are earning. You are investing it back into the system to make sure that it's generating more, it's buying more shares, buying more assets, and all that is generating more income for you. That's what you are doing in the 5th and the 6th year. Now we are in the 7th and the 8th year. You are going to be buying more income generating assets, and you're not going to be testing your system. What I'm earning now, is it able to pay? What are the things that is able to pay for? Is it able to pay for my expenses, like my essentials? Can it pay for my rent? Can it pay for my mortgage? Can it pay for my bills? Without me working, I'm not testing my system whether it's working. And now I still have like 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 4 more years. So let me see what I can do within these 4 years to be able to make sure that I'm able to meet up. Because by the time I'm entering into the 9th and the 10th year, my income that my portfolio is generating should be able to pay for my expenses, especially even without me working. It should be able to pay. So even if I want to work, or probably I love what I'm doing, it's because I love what I'm doing, not because I want to pay my bills. I've already sacrificed these 10 years to be able to, fund my portfolio to be able to generate income for me in such a way that it pay for my expenses. Is it now working? Is it working? So as I'm entering into the 9th and 10th year, this should be working, or else I've missed it somewhere. So this is the 10-year plan for you to be able to retire in 10 years. If you follow this judiciously, if you are tracking the progress, you are tracking the system, you should be able to get there. Thank you very much for listening to this video. See you in the next video. Thank you.